All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Happy Thursday. We got, as you know, my partner in crime today is going to be off for the next 2 days. So we have the one and only Thor with us joining us for the pre-market show. So good morning, Thor. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. Good morning, everyone. YouTube land in the chat room. Good to see everybody this morning.
All right, excellent. Thor, I know everybody probably knows you already, but just in case there's one of those two people that do not, just give everybody a little quick introduction of yourself, your style of trading, and how you prepare every morning. Every moderator prepares a little bit different. You guys know how me and Norm prepare. You see us every morning. But Thor, give us a little quick thing on what you're looking for and how do you build your watch list?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Thor. I'm a moderator at Bear Bull Traders. I've been trading with Bear Bull Traders for almost 3 years now. I've been a moderator at Bear Bull Traders for just over a year. And actually have only traded with BBT's community. So when I started trading, Andrew's book was one of the first trading books I read. BBT was the first community I found and never had to go anywhere else. So just always super happy to be a part of it. For my prep, the main thing I'm into, my trading style is I really like VPA, which is volume price analysis. So my trading style generically requires volume and catalyst and clean daily levels. So, like all of you, I like to tune into this show because the guy right over there, this way, that way, he is one of the best at finding those good levels. And to you're right, I don't know, but he's really, really good at finding those levels. So we like to get that good stuff. We've got what's gapping, and then we've got the good levels off of it. So that's always what I'm looking for in the morning: good catalyst, good volume, and some clean action.
Excellent, man. Thank you for that. All right, guys, let's get to it. First, let's look at what we had on the list yesterday. We had a pretty nice list. Let's start with Zoom here, and let's zoom back. Let's get our 5 minute, kind of get into the details of what happened yesterday in the market. So let's go over to Zoom here. Again, the market, a lot of stuff gapping up, was doing well, or at least pulling back just a little bit. Zoom at the open, guys, just look at this drop. It was holding this great level here at 446. As soon as the market opened, you got this amazing drop back down to 434. And you're going to see a lot of stocks did this yesterday, had a pretty bit of a decent pullback or at least a drop here into the market open. So very nice here. It did get choppy towards this area here, trying to look for a bounce. Was able to get a little bit of a bounce of 409. But for the most part, this was the amazing move here on Zoom. You got an opportunity for a scalp. Also, if you're looking for breaks of levels, this was an excellent break of this level here, this 446. It does not get cleaner than that. I mean, look how great that was acting at the pre-market. It loses that. You get a small pullback. It goes right to the next level and therefore just keeps breaking down. So amazing trade there. A choppy between the morning action. You do get a little kind of a reversal comeback here towards the middle of the day. But for the most part, this was the good move there. Here's SQ. Same thing, guys. Also another one that opens up and just continues to drop down nicely here. So you lost a lot of ground on SQ. Was very quiet throughout the day yesterday. If you look at their day, they were doing very well. They were pretty good on their daily. Again, a lot of these stocks running up nicely over the last couple of days. And yesterday, a lot of them ending in the red, like SQ here. So again, another one that also took off right at the open, and then a lot of them did this after this extended move here. They got a little choppy. You didn't really get a good reversal opportunity like we usually do, right? A lot of stocks did not do that. And I think I remember Jared in the chat room mentioned that, some of the internals and everything did not look like it was going to be a bounce back day on some of these stocks, at least right off the bat. And man, was he right or not? I mean, this thing was it just did not bounce back as you would think some of these stocks would have done, especially because their daily has been so strong. Let's take a look here at a Neo. Neo is another one that collapsed. This thing just kept selling off. It really never gave you an opportunity. Sold off for the first 30 minutes of the market open. So if you were looking into, for a reversal here, that would have been tough. It was definitely a short, and the drops just kept coming on this one. Did consolidate here a little bit, but then again, loses the low of the pre-market and drops again. Towards the afternoon is when you got a little bit of a rebound here. Again, after taking a bloodbath the first morning here. Here's Apple as well. And again, kind of everything just dropped like this, right? Another one that dropped as well. Again, the stock's been doing very well. And you can see here the first 30 minutes just all red and then a little bit of a pullback and then right back down to the low of the day where it found some support. So very similar charts as you're seeing in a lot of these stocks. Tesla, same situation, drops down for the first part of the morning and then recovers here. AMD also dropped, guys. Again, pre-market on this one was not great. I didn't think that this was going to do anything. But with the markets dropping the way it did pull a lot of these stocks down. You can see here as well, another one dropping. Very similar action to what we saw. And then we have Walmart. Walmart was not as clean on this drop. And if you see this drop here, it looked like it was going to recover and continue to try to hit some of these levels. It's 151, but it was not able to get slammed down again. And you can see the drop here. So pretty interesting open, guys. Very exciting. For the middle of the morning, the mid-morning was tough. If you were looking to trade between 10 and 12, there was just a lot of chop, a lot of indecision. After 12, after 1, a lot of the stocks actually started finding some kind of reversal or some kind of continuation towards the top side. But if you look at everything, man, between 12 and 1, I'm sorry, between 10 and 30 and almost 12, it was very, very tough, very choppy in a lot of these stocks. So let's see what the market has for us today. But before we do that, let's go over to our market pulse. So our man Norm here can give us, I'm sorry, my man Thor can give us an update on what's happening.
Hey, yeah. So, just taking a look at today, there's a lot interesting today. One thing I've been having a lot of trouble with, and I don't know if you had the same trouble, I'm really bad at gap up days. So, like yesterday, SPY was just gapped up. It's at all-time highs. I mean, I just had no idea what to do with anything yesterday. If it was going up, I was just waiting for it to turn around. If it was coming down, I was waiting, to go long, and I was just basically taking scalps almost the entire day. So hopefully today, maybe with the SPY breaking back down a little bit, when I had checked before, I think the implied open is like almost down like 16.4 on the S&P. So, we've got some stuff down that looks like it, could be a little bit of a weekday. Maybe we can have a little bit of a correction, which would be awesome for getting some of those things to trade a little bit better. Out there moving around. Tesla's moving around. We got Crowd with earnings moving around. PD, some of these, Novavax, like some of these different pharmaceuticals are always moving around. Notable earnings today. I just want to throw out, keep an eye on, we don't have volume on all of these yet, but just to note, we've got 5 below. Might be worth looking at CrowdStrike. And then I had a couple other here marked in. I know Michael's companies and AMBA all have some couple different things. And then for upgrades, Bernenberg upgraded their FedEx from hold to buy. So FedEx might see a little action on that. Deutsche Bank has upgraded Bank of America, and Morgan Stanley has upgraded LLY. We do have some downgrades as well. UPS has been downgraded by Berenberg, and Kepler has downgraded Autoliv, which is ALV. And then we have a couple of initiations that look interesting. Beyond Meat, Baird analyst has initiated coverage on Beyond Meat. So it looks like they're starting to, take some of their profit out on those moves. And Oppenheimer has initiated coverage on WKHS. So those might all be interesting thing. And then just some notable events. Don't forget, let's see, make sure we got jobless claims week 4 average is kicked out today already. So we got to keep an eye on that with the market, could be helping things. And then we got, with U.S. exports and stuff like that. So we need to keep an eye on the market, see how it responds to all of that. So that should be about doing it.
All right, thank you, man. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's get to our gappers list. We have quite a bit on here on both sides, red and it gapping up this morning. Some that we have been looking at for quite a bit, as you can see on the downside. A lot of the stocks that just have been ripping, right? They had a nice red day yesterday. A lot of that is continuing this morning. I'm surprised some of these numbers here that we're seeing still a bit of a drop on some of these. Some of them are close to that 7%, 6%, 5% down this morning. So let's take a look. Let's start with our gapping up list. We'll make some room here. All right, let's go over here. Okay, let's start with CGIX. This stock, guys, not a good one. I'm not going to spend time on it. We've been talking about this for a while. It has been hitting our gappers list for quite a bit, but we know it does not trade very well. So I'm going to remove this one, not even add it to our list here. Nvax is one that has been pretty active, as we know. It's difficult to trade, but I have seen members take really good opportunities and really good trades and really good setups on this stock. So we cannot discount it completely. Yesterday, it looked like it had the same thing as many of the stocks that dropped down, but their reversal was a lot cleaner than any of the other stocks we saw yesterday we had on our list. Look at this reversal here. That was very clean, hitting the VWAP and then a good continuation. So worth adding to our list. Might not stay there as a main one, but right now, had a good day yesterday. It's up 6%. Pre-market though, pre-market is not looking great. Not the best, but I do like this daily consolidation happening here a couple of days ago. It did drop down, hit 95. I had a green day yesterday and gapping up a bit today. We finding support here is the question. Thor, anything happening with Nvax or just regular activity for these guys?
Yeah, no, they actually are having some promising COVID-19 vaccine trials. So they're kind of in the pharma mix here for the rush for a vaccine, and it looks like they're making some progress. So
All right, excellent. So we'll keep them on here. Let's see if that's going to do anything. ICLK, not looking good, guys. Really a wacky pre-market action. A bit of a block trade here. Not a bit, a big block trade here. 175 being dropped as most of their volume. So overall, we'll skip on this one. The stock doesn't trade very well. Look at their daily and also look at the volume on a regular basis, really low. MIK, also not a good pre-market action. You have 316,000. So the volume is great, but just look how this volume is being traded, right? So it's not clean at all. For the most part, this stock doesn't have a whole lot of volume throughout the entire day. On here, you can see only about 6 million shares for the most part. Yesterday, they did well. They did 12 million, excuse me, about 9 million shares traded. But for the most part, not one that we like to see in the pre-market right now. Unless interrupt me, Thor, if there's any specific news that might be good on this one. But if there's not,
I
we'll move
think they're
on.
pre-earnings. I'm double checking now.
Mhm.
I think they're pre-earnings.
All right, so they got some pre. Is that today or
Or
some?
no, Michael's companies, they have earnings.
Oh, they have
So they
already
have
mentioned
earnings
this one. Yeah,
today.
yeah. Okay. So it
Yep.
could be a possible earnings play, guys. I don't like the pre-market right now. And I don't like the volume they get on them for the most part. So I'm gonna skip on this one at the moment. Let's look at WLL. This one, wow, horrible daily, horrible pre-market action, horrible trading. Look at the trading on this. Look how wacky this looks. This is 9-1. This is did they skip 9-2? Oh no, here's 9-2. Here's 9-2. Just yeah, you don't want to be involved with something like this. At the open, this thing drops. I guess it must have been halted or something. I don't know. But look how the drop here. Again, you don't want to be involved in that. So we'll skip on this one. GME is GameStop. Now, this one, guys, we know it doesn't trade very well. It's a little bit choppy. At the moment, they're up 2.5, 162. Very horrible pre-market action. They had a couple of good days, though. At least this would have been what Wednesday, looks like Tuesday and Monday, where I had some pretty good days there. Let's see how that traded. Yesterday was a little bit choppy, but yeah, they had some pretty good trading over the last couple of 2 days or so. Um, I don't know, possible because again, they could be a hit or miss. They can be very choppy. So we'll see if this thing means anything today. AMRN. This one is wow. I remember this. We used to trade this quite a bit before. Right now, not doing a whole lot, guys. Pretty choppy. Had a very bad day yesterday. Look at the drop here into the pre-market and also into the market open. So did not do well this morning. The pre-market's a little bit all over the place. Again, this stock used to be good when it was a higher price. Now it has been very choppy at this lower price here. Look at the daily, how this thing has just been chopping around. Yesterday was the exception. I mean, I'm not sure what took place yesterday, but something at the pre-market around 9 o'clock came out, and you can see the drop here from $6 to 5. That's a lot for a stock that's trading at $7 here.
Yeah,
So,
they've got some legal stuff going on, Carlos. So they've got an
oh, okay,
ongoing investigation alert right now. So
yeah,
the
yeah.
Shaw Law Firm has announced that they're investigating claims. So I think Amarin, I think they're another one of the virus sector ones. They might be
Hmm.
infringing on someone else's copyright or something like that. So anyway, it looks like they're going to get
Yeah.
sued. So people are not happy about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is not good news. Great catalyst to trade, but this stock, man, I wish it was a better one. This stock is so choppy. So, we'll put it on here because that is a big catalyst and can cause some movements. And we do have shares for short now. I'm just not sure how long that's gonna last with that type of news. Big red day yesterday for these guys. We'll keep a close eye on it. All right, let's see what's gapping down this morning. Here we have Momo today. They are down 8.3. 400,000 shares at the moment. Pre-market action not great. We've seen better from this stock before. This is a hit or miss stock. It can be great, can be really bad. You never know. But we'll add it on here. The numbers look great right now. The daily, what I like is that we lost this level here around 2019 here in the pre-market. So we have a nice little drop at this morning, and we got some good levels off the day that we can mark down here. So We'll keep an eye on this one. Here's Tesla, guys. Tesla also great right now. Good pre-market action. 1.9 million shares traded. So great pre-market activity. It looks like, and when we say it's great, look how this price action looks at the moment. It looks like the market is actually open for Tesla, right? So that's what we want to see in a good pre-market activity. But what we've seen, though, I believe there's such thing as too much volume, and we saw that with Apple a few days ago. We saw that with Tesla, where they had a great pre-market action, and then the market open was just complete chop. So hopefully that is not the case. Again, with this split that they have had and also Apple has had, people want to buy in. They seen this as a good price. They think this company is going to do well and keep going up. And the volume has just been insane for this company. Well, just look at it down here. Look at September, right?
Hmm.
You could tell after the split, the volume has more than triple or whatever. Who knows what? But it's a lot
Yeah.
of volume. So we'll add Tesla here, guys. This looks good. All right, there we go. CORT, not looking great, guys. CORT, very choppy pre-market action. Had a big bang up day yesterday. Let's see how that actually traded. So again, big day here. I don't like this type of action here when you have no volume and it's moving up like this. This is scary. You need to have volume, guys. Very important. Around here, around 1 o'clock or so, it starts getting better. Nice, possible place here, opportunities. But this right here, be careful with that. You could get stuck here. The spread is going. Not could be. It's gonna be horrible. So just be mindful of that. You need this type of volume. So at the moment, pre-market action not looking great at all. So I'm gonna skip on this one. If it gets better, throw it back out to us. But right now, pre-market's not looking all that great on it. I do like the drop here this morning, but I'm gonna skip on it for now. FSLY is one that we have looked at quite a bit. It seems choppy right now. It's just kind of choppy between all these levels. We don't have a great pre-market action. It's down 4.2, which is nice. And as we know, this stock can be a hit or miss. Yesterday, look at the drop on it again, like many stocks did, but this stock really moves more than the few that we keep on deck here. So for the most part, guys, I'm on the fence on it. Again, it's just I don't see it breaking out of any great daily levels here. Does not mean that it cannot be a great trading stock, but at the moment, I'm just seeing potential for a lot of chop in here. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, it looks like,
Yeah,
real quick before we go on, it
FSLY.
looks like yesterday they had a little shareholder alert as well for they've got some kind of a class action that's pending on them as well. That must have been what kind of fired them up yesterday a little bit.
Oh, okay, this is up. This is
Good,
up
but
for
that
this
was
drop here.
yesterday, not
Yeah,
today. Yeah, that was
gotcha.
yesterday, not today, but there could be a continuation, which
Mm-hmm.
explains why they don't have as much pre-market activity this morning versus yesterday,
Oh,
but
okay, okay, that
maybe
could
get a
be
little
it.
continuation on that.
Yeah, yeah. I would not be surprised if we do break some of these levels. See, with that type of catalyst, we might get something here. We'll keep it on here. Let's hope this pre-market action gets a little bit better. Here's
Yeah.
Docu. Again, Docu guys, I don't trade this one. It's a very choppy stock. The spread is pretty nasty at times. Pre-market action for this type of stock, this is actually pretty decent. You're not gonna get a great pre-market action out of this stock. It is down 4.7 after having a really bad day yesterday, like many of the stocks did. Um, I'm on the fence on it. I know some people do like to watch it. Thor, I'm not sure if you ever actually looked at this one or traded it. But we'll put it on here. We'll do some levels for it. Uh,
I attempted to get a couple trades on that one when it was in play. Yes, was it 2 or 3 days ago? I think, and I did all right. Once you get up to around 250 or 300, I start losing my wheelhouse as far as
mhm.
as risk management goes. I tend to stay more in the $100 range.
Yeah, yep, agreed. ZUO, actually, let's go back to the top. I missed a few on here. ZUO, wow, this is down 27%. What's the latest and greatest with this one? This is a big drop for these guys. ZUO, and
I'm
that's
looking.
this is
Zora CrowdStrike
221,000 right now. Earnings? Is it earnings? After hours, I
earnings
guess.
from
Yeah.
yesterday.
Wow, these guys
Yeah,
got
earnings
killed.
yesterday.
All right, worth watching this one. I think we looked at this one a couple of days ago because it did gap up. I did not keep it on my list, but again, we had so many other stuff that traded well yesterday. I mean, yesterday at the open, I mean, everything was kind of short here. This thing didn't do as well as the other stocks did that we had on our list. So no FOMO there of not keeping this one on. But today could be a difference maker. Well, keep in mind though, this is already very extended, guys. 27%. That is a lot. I remember when I first started
Look at the daily.
yeah, the daily is whacked out a little bit too here. When I started trading, one of the things that Brian kept saying when he was on the mic when I was learning is that, you know, past 25%, you got to be careful. That's already a big, big drop. Does not mean that it cannot keep dropping. Does not mean that it's going to do a reversal here, but it is very extended on the daily already. So you got this level on here. You're also sitting at a support. So we'll see. It could be choppy. It can bounce from here. We'll have to see. But again, the daily is not all that great. I do like this drop though, down 27%. That's worth taking a look at, even if we take it off later. Here's a PD also down huge, guys, down 23%. What's the deal with this one, Thor?
PD is let's see here.
This one's got a choppy pre-market action as well. It's got some good volume,
I
but
think it's
not,
earnings play, but I'm
yeah.
double checking.
Well, yeah, it looks like after hours they had a huge drop here on PD. So again, another one that's very extended on the daily, but man, this is a big drop as
Earnings
well.
failed to impress. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put it as a possible. The pre-market's a little bit crappy, guys. But again, you have that big drop like that, it's worth keeping an eye on. Are we going to lose this level? If that earning going to continue to drop this thing, what's going to be the sentiment when we get live here? CIN. This one is a very choppy stock. I like the drop here, 18.7. But man, if guys have ever traded this stock, it is probably one of the worst stocks out there to trade, to day trade, to intraday trade. It's not great. So I don't keep it on my list. If you like it, it's definitely in play today. You can see it coming down here 18%, 380. But it's a stock that I personally stay away from. It is very difficult to read the price action. And you could tell usually when you have these daily candles are only about 2.1 million shares traded for the most part on a daily basis. It tends to be choppy on the trading side. Crowd, I like Crowd. I know you had a news on this one, Thor, so I'm going to add it on here. This one looks good today. We do have a good drop. Pre-market could be better, but the typical Crowd action, I don't think you get a great pre-market out of this stock. But we're down 10% on this one on news, as you mentioned earlier, so we'll keep an eye on that one. All right, Momo, Tesla, Court, Docu, FSLY, we looked at. SHLL, we know it's a shell company, so we don't really trade this one. Horrible daily, horrible action. CLDR, we had a lot of fun a few ago on this one, about a year or so. This thing was active almost every single day. Right now, pre-market action is pretty crappy at the moment. The daily's not looking great neither. It did have some action last night, maybe earnings on this one, Thor. Not sure what took place in here. But for the most part, it seems very choppy at the moment. I don't see anything great out of it right now. Um,
CLDR. Let me see.
well, you look that up. There's a lot on here, guys. We're gonna stop here. Just gonna look at Piton and Zoom because they've been really good
Yep.
to watch, especially
Earnings.
Piton earnings on CLDR. Yeah, okay.
Yep. A
So
beat too, actually.
yeah. All right. So possible earnings play here, but again, I'm not liking the way this is setting up right now. And I want to leave some room for what you guys have on your list. But let's look at Piton, guys. I'm gonna add this one to our list. This one has been pretty good to trade. Very nice, very active, and very clean. Here we have a okay pre-market action from about 8:30 to now. Before that, very crappy. Starting to get better as volume is coming in. So we want to see that. Let's remove some of these levels, clean this up a little bit here. So a nice gap down of 4% this morning with some good volume. And then Zoom, what is Zoom up to? Let's remove some of these levels. We got highs and lows now here above the price action. There's a good pre-market action here. I like Zoom this morning. That is a clean pre-market right now, and I love where we're sitting at here at the bottom of this support from this gap up, right? So we got two support levels here from the lows from the last two trading days. So we're right below that. So that could be interesting. Are we going to start heading back down and closing this gap, hitting some of these moving averages? I definitely want to keep an eye on that. Right. So I'm not going to go through the rest on here. We have a lot. We have Apple and Nvidia, AMD. Oh, Neo. Let's look at Neo because Neo has been a lot of fun. So let's take a look at Neo. It continues with a great pre-market action. Again, just chopping around here between 1850 and 21. But although we're consolidating here, guys, these are some really wide candles, and we've seen some pretty good intraday plays within this consolidation here. So action is there, 3.5 million. Definitely going to add this to the list this morning. We'll throw that on there. All right, Thor, what do you have on your list? What do you like so far this morning?
So, there's a lot actually today
Yeah.
that's kind of going out there that has some decent pre-market action. A couple of obvious stands out to me are going to be Apple, Tesla, and Crowd. Those are going to be probably my main three. I think Apple, with the amount of drop it did on volume, I think it could might be a good buy point for some because we're back
Mm-hmm.
near the split areas and all of that. So, and then Rocket also has a lot of volume this morning, and they're starting to wake up in the pre-market a bit. That's RKT. They
Mm-hmm.
came up on
Mm-hmm.
my volume scanner, so they're a little bit going on there. And then BAC, Bank of America. I normally don't trade them a lot because it sometimes seems to stall at all the wrong times. But it's also got a really solid amount of volume, so I'm gonna follow the yellow brick road there and see what comes up on this.
All right, I definitely RKT has a great pre-market action. My issue with them has been, carrying that into the market open. So let's see. I do like their daily here, guys. We're back at these levels, so I'm with you there. I think this is a good one to watch. We'll throw it on here. And you mentioned Apple. Apple is definitely looking good this morning too. Their daily also looks great, so I'm gonna throw that on there also. Um, all right, guys, let's go to the chat room, see what we have. Oh, you mentioned Bank of America. So we have Tariq also mentioning Bank of America. He has on Bank of America, JP Morgan, and West Fargo. Let's look at all three of those. So Bank of America, right now, it's got some good volume, guys. Oh, decent pre-market activity. You're not going to get anything better than this, especially on the New York Stock Exchange and especially on a banking stock, unless there's some crazy news. You're not going to get a huge pre-market action. WFC also looks okay. It's got some value here, a little bit choppy. I like Bank of America better. And JP Morgan, what do we have here? JP Morgan's daily looks cleaner. I like what I see in JP Morgan's daily. They're above some of these recent highs, recent resistance on here. This 103, the price action sitting right there. So I like the way that's setting up. But I agree with Bank of America being the one that looks the best this morning. Don't worry, guys. This list, we will fine tune this. There's some stuff up here that shouldn't be here. We'll get rid of it. All right, let's go down. So we're getting JP Morgan. It's interesting. I agree. JP Morgan's, it is interesting as well. So you can watch this one also. I'm gonna keep Bank of America on here. My favorite one out of the banking stock is West Fargo, WFC. They just seem, again, they don't seem all that great. Well, it's not that bad, but I think Bank of America looks a little bit better today. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So yes, we got the banking stock. Rom 30 is watching PD. We have that on deck. Let's look at SQ and see what's going on there. Yeah, SQ is interesting. I like SQ. How come this is not on our gapping down? It is. Okay, yeah, it should be. Down 3%, guys, 105. It's just made it above the $100,000 volume mark here. That's probably what you see earlier, but I do like the way this pre-market is right now and where we're sitting here on some of these levels. All right, I got to stop adding stuff. So here's SQ. We'll look at that. Let's see here. NVIDIA. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA, you know what? I'm gonna keep Apple on deck. They might trade similar today. So I like Apple just a little bit better than NVIDIA. Not bad at all, guys. But we have so many today. We gotta start being a little bit picky on what we take here now. So NVIDIA
Hey,
looks like,
Carlos.
yeah,
One thing on SQ you were looking at, just to
yeah.
point out for everybody,
Let's
if
go
you
back to
look
it.
at it's around August the 5th, had a
Yeah,
big
right
volume
here.
candle. The top of that candle, like way big volume candle, sticks out.
Yeah,
The very top of that candle is at 158.30 or
yeah,
158.50.
yeah.
So
Right where we're
we're
sitting at right
trading
now.
right
Mm-hmm.
underneath that breakout off of
Yeah,
that high volume level. So SQ could actually be kind of a fun
yeah,
play right
yeah.
around here. Sell off a little bit more maybe, and then a nice trend long.
I agree with that. If you look at also again the way this thing wind up, that 158 was a big area of resistance because even here you can see how many days it's banging their heads against that. So yeah, I have it down here as a possible, but we'll move it up. We have so much stuff this morning.
So
All
much
right.
stuff. So much stuff today.
Yes, we do. DKNG. Let's take a look here, guys. Choppy at the moment. I'm gonna move from that one. Neo, we do have on deck here, guys. I think Neo's been so great to trade the last couple of days. Just unbelievable the continuation we're getting there. KCAC. This one taking off out of nowhere, but I don't like the daily on this. I'm not sure what the deal is with this one. Definitely active right now. 8 million shares trading, traded so far, up 60%.
CCL just woke up.
Yeah, we'll look at that next. KCAC. There's no float on this or anything. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. All right, we'll skip on that one. All right, CCL is active. Hey, about CCL being mentioned. Oh yeah, CCL
Yeah,
is
it just woke
definitely
up.
getting some stuff. Any of the other travel companies also doing something? American Airlines? Not really. United. Maybe let's give it a little bit of time here. So, but CCL is definitely on our list. We got some action going on here, and I love the daily on CCL, guys. So you can see here we're
Yeah.
above this area of resistance. That could be nice there. All right, let's make some room for CCL on this already jam-packed list. Here we go, CCL. All right, I might not be able to get to any more, guys. We are really packed today. Wow,
What just happened?
CCL is on the move.
It just went
Uh,
nuts.
yeah, seeing that. All right, guys, let's go over to announcements, and we'll come back and fine tune this list we have today. Oh, where did I hit? Here we go. Just switch over. Hold on a second, guys. Trying to figure out what did I hit the wrong button or something. I'm not sure why I cannot get our announcements today. That's not good. All right, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So, got some announcements coming for everybody. So, this week we had extreme reversals by Eamon. If you did not have the opportunity to catch that one, I would definitely recommend watching the recording. In today's market, especially, it's really hard to tell which way things are going to go, but pretty much everything turns around at some point. Stocks that have lots of catalysts that move really fast and really far, they can really pop up, and Eamon is just killing it using extreme reversals. So if you haven't had the opportunity to check it out, please do. If you did check it out and you loved it, because I know you would have, I'll make sure you send a little love Eamon's way, because he took a lot of time preparing, and that much material takes quite a bit of effort. But not to be underdone, we have our man, the legend, Sir Peter, is going to be coming on next week, and he is going to be talking about how to trade IPOs. Peter has a very specific criteria that he uses for trading IPOs to make sure he's not getting into the wrong side of a bad IPO. I have personally tried these rules, and the only IPOs I have traded successfully were when I was following these rules. So I really think they're a really good watch, and I hope you guys take the time to check that out. That will also be recorded and available for LTMs afterwards. All right, Tuesday, September 1st, we had the introduction to trader personality. We have it's Dr. Kenneth Reed, and he went through some really good things about knowing yourself, talking about your personality and things that you really got to, you really got to be paying attention to and being aware of yourself, so that when you're trading, you are not the variable that is stopping your trading from being successful. And coming up Tuesday, September 8th, we're going to have a presentation which is going to be going deep to level up. And this is why facing your deepest fears and insecurities can make you a more consistently profitable trader. What are we getting in a lot of here from BBT is you're getting a lot of psychology stuff, because when it comes down to it, generically, the difference between a successful trader and an unsuccessful trader is your ability to tolerate risk, right? If you can lose $200 and not be bothered by that and go another $200 and 2 to 1, you can break even and then go positive on the direction. But if losing $200 freezes you and locks you out of your ability to continue trading, then you're just not going to get anywhere with it. So these are the kind of things that you're going to get at BBT and continue to get, that really help focus you, really help to understand what's going on in your internal process to make sure that doesn't ruin your external process. All right, member trade of the week. This is my absolute favorite thing that BBT is doing right now. I have to be honest. I just really love seeing that all the various trades from all the different members. Any BBT member is eligible. The only thing that we ask is that you create a Twitter account if you don't already have one. Go ahead and get your trade. You got to annotate. You want a nice screenshot with some information about why you did what you did, how you took the trade that you took. And go that at the end of it, we all kind of pick a winner, and that's your trade of the day. Once a week, we'll pick an overall winner on Fridays, and that person's eligible for an iPhone Pro. So that's, I mean, come on, that's how awesome is that? So make sure you mark it up, make sure you get it ready, and then so we can all evaluate it, and more importantly, we can all learn from the awesome trades that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So bring us those trades. We want to see them. So, interested in joining Bearable Trade and give us a look. You can see what we're providing for YouTube behind the paywall, and in all of those areas, there's just so much more. And we'd love the opportunity to kind of show you that, to show you what we've put together for you, and maybe entice you to become a part of the BBT family. If that's something that interests you, try a BBT chat room for 1 week for only 24 bucks. Code there, pre-market 24 all together, and that'll get you in there. And that'll also get you access to our onboarding class, which is very awesome. You come in there, teach you all about the basics of these various trading things, and go on there. We are also running a 35% off promotion on our one-time lifetime membership. Code on that is labor35. I'll be honest with you, I became a lifetime member only after a couple of weeks of being a member of BBT. I realized that just the TI scanners that they provide alone are worth a lifetime membership over time. So it made it a really, really easy decision for me. But come by, use the pre-market 24 to give us a shot. And once we impress you, I think you're going to want to use that Labor 35 to sign in there.
All right, excellent. Thank you, man.
Also, before I fall off, if you liked us here on the YouTube, you liked our pre-market show before, ever so kindly ring that bell for us, subscribe, and throw us a little like, just a little love for the effort being put in today. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you, Thor. Appreciate that. All right, guys, we're going to do a quick reset of the room because we are getting some choppiness over there. So let me just give us a second over at YouTube. Appreciate it. And guys in the chat, just give us 1 second as we try to reset this. As we are doing this, CCL is on fire. All right, let's try this one more time.
Yeah, Jared
guys.
in the room's talking a little bit about sector rotation, and this is one thing that I think Jared really pays attention to that I need to be better at. But he's talking about you've got a lot of your high side techs, and I actually listened to a video that was sent to me by a Bear Bull team member that's talking about the tech sector and how you can expect to see a rotation out of some of the tech sector since it's had such a good pump, and now you've got all these these retail sector and travel sector, airlines, cruise ships, some of the big box retailers. Those are all now very underbought, like CCL here, and it's going to give a lot of opportunities for these bigger banks to come in here and get some cheap shares for the next write up. So it should be really, really easy. So one thing to keep on the back burner for the next couple of days maybe is keep a lookout at some of those travel stocks. See if you get volume coming in, like Carnival this morning. You can see where some of those plays are starting to take place.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Again, one more time, guys. So sorry for the issues in our chat room. Trust me, we will figure this out. We do have people working on this every day, trying to figure out what is causing that static connection in our chat room's audio. We're not gonna let the machines win. We're gonna figure this out. All right, guys. We have a lot here. Let's go. Exactly. Let's go through this list and see what we can shave off here. So we have Nvax. This one I like the daily on it, so I'm gonna keep it on here for now. Here's Momo starting to look pretty good, bouncing back. Let's keep that one on there. Tesla dropping nicely, guys. We're sitting at this great level of 409. Low of the pre-market right now is being tested one more time here at 408.35. So we'll keep that on there. Zoo looks good. Crowd, oh my god, everything looks good. I just gotta be picky here. All right, let's be real.
Someone just dropped 500,000 shares on AMRN.
As much
it just
as
dropped to $4.35 from 520.
Holy cow! Look at that.
That hurts.
That does hurt. All right, I'm keeping CCL. I'm gonna take off Bank of America because although it might be good today, looking at everything else, guys, there's a lot here looking really good. Apple's looking great. RKT, I'm gonna take off RKT just because there's so much other stuff looking really good this morning. Neo's looking good. Zoom is great. I just got to remove it because I need space. Right? I can't watch all these stocks. So Zoom looks great, guys. I do like the gap here we have though. Piton is good, losing it now. Crowd, I'm gonna take off Crowd. Let's take off that one for now, because I like Zoom a little bit better. We have this nice room to run here if we are going to be dropping for the day here. Piton is good. ZUO. I'm gonna remove this one, guys. This one might be choppy today. I'm betting on it being choppy. Of course, I might be wrong. But again, what's new if you try to predict the market? That's not good. So I'm gonna take that one off. Tesla is good. Momo is good, and NVAX is good, but I'm gonna remove it just because this stock is not one of the best trading stocks. And today we have so many that are looking great. The ones I removed could all be possibles, really. So our possibles list today could completely change to what I remove. So we're not going to go through it now. This possibles list could be a mile long. So we'll keep Momo. Let's take a quick look at it again before we do levels. We'll keep Tesla. Piton is good. Zoom is good. Has a nice room towards the bottom there. Neo has been amazing, so I want to keep an eye on that one. Apple is great, and CCL is the only one really pushing up this morning, and Momo as well. All right, let's do some levels, guys. Let's start with Momo. Low of the pre-market here, 1790. We'll mark that down towards the top. We're sitting right at this level here from a couple of daily action we're getting here at around 1873. See how you got some bounces here, right here and here. This is your main one. You got a nice change of direction here, and also down here, all the way down here, I would change direction. These are two really good levels, but this 1872 could be important. So let's keep an eye on that. We're testing it right now in the pre-market. Let's see if we're going to take off from there. And then above that, you got the previous day close and highs and lows from the last two trading days. I don't really think you need to add any more to that. And out of all of them, this is probably one of the weakest stocks right now. And I'm not talking about weak as far as green or red. I'm talking about overall movement and pre-market action. When you look at a Tesla, I mean, this thing is trading nicely here. So nice drop here, losing this level of 408.35, which is the low of the pre-market towards the top. Great level over here, guys, at 431.03. That's a nice one to keep on there. And then above that, highs and lows from the last two trading days got you cover up there. So that's good. If we continue to lose this 408, and which is also the low from yesterday, right? You see that right on there. We can go down over to 394.21 and also 385.59 is a good one. So let's keep those on there for now. I'm going to also mark down this one here because the way Tesla moved the last 2 days, this is not a far-fetched number. 370, that could be hit easily if we continue on this bloodbath that we're seeing for the last 3 days here, right? So that's a big drop on this one here. Love the volume right now, trading very well. You see the activity increase as we're getting closer to this areas of support. Let's see what's going to happen there. Piton, after looking at Tesla, Piton looks very quiet. Oh, maybe we'll have to remove this one. But low of the pre-market, 85.87. Right now, our highs at 89.92. It's funny, the price action is between the highs and lows from yesterday right on there. Below that, you got the highs and low from the last two trading days. So you got some pretty good levels in here as well for Piton. So let's see what happens here, guys. Interesting day yesterday. How did it trade yesterday? Because it opened up, right? It dropped and it recovered. Actually, one of the few stocks that actually was able to recover yesterday after a nice drop at the open. So we'll see what today brings for them. Here is Zoom, guys. I love the opportunity that we can possibly see on here. Several levels I'm going to mark down. First one starting with this 405, 404.71. And the reason I'm marking this level, you can see in the pre-market how many times we tested that. The pre-market low is going to be created now. Let's see what that does and where it kind of changes direction or finds some kind of support or loses momentum here. But this 404.74, you want to have this on here because prior to this break, we did test it a couple of times. That could be a good level to have. And then after this gap up, you really have no daily levels in between here, guys. There is nothing down there. So your next level of support on the daily is going to be something we're probably not going to hit today, which is 325.65. So we have a lot of open room here. We got this one daily level here trying to catch up. This 357. So we'll see. We'll see if Zoom can hold on to this 404 here. Here is Neo, guys. A good level where the price action is sitting at right now. This 1925 You want to mark that down. You can see how many times we tested that already. We did dip lower a few times here, here, and here. But actually, right now, the price action is at. But I'm going to mark down the low of the pre-market as well, 1913. But this 1925 is a good one that has been tested a couple of times in the pre-market. Now, Neo, guys, we have a lot of levels on this already. Highs and lows from the last two trading days. It's got you covered for the most part around the price action. I am going to mark down in this 5 minute chart. I am going to mark down this 1955 because this is a beautiful range here, guys. 1955 to 1925. Look how great in the pre-market this thing has been trading. I'm hoping that it can break one way or the other. We can take an opportunity for a possible move up here towards the previous day close or the lows of the last two trading days. Here's Apple, and again, Apple's just insane right now, trading very, 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 very well. As you can see, not good, but well because it is down 3.4. This level here, I'm going to mark down 128.23. They have such a great and clean pre-market activity that there's no way you can miss this level here. This is a great level to have. It has broken down from that now, and now it's hitting the low of yesterday. So it's in the low of yesterday here. We got this one here, 126.13 is a minor level. That's not a major one. This is a major one here. This is a one you must have. 124.55. You can see how many times that has been tested on the daily here when we had this beautiful breakout candle from 119, the consolidation around these levels, and that being great support. But I like the 126 because I believe that you can have a loss of momentum around this area where you have some days opening, closing around that 126.13. Let's take a look at CCL. CCL continues to rip here, guys. The high of the pre-market right now, we're getting a little bit of a pullback, 1775. Thor, is anything else ripping like this? Any of the other airlines or cruise lines? Have you noticed anything happening?
No, that's actually what I've been scanning for now. I mean, my volume scanner has a lot more, but I'm not seeing anybody pop out on it.
Mhm.
INTC and Microsoft just kind of did.
All right, perfect. So guys, CCL towards the bottom, you got plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last two trading days. I am going to mark down 1734 right below the price action. That's an area where we had some
Hmm.
resistance a couple of days ago, did get a pullback there, and we did slam into that this pre-market as well. Then 1775 is your pre-market high, which coincides with this day here. We had a huge rejection. And then above that, here's where we get into that nasty area we talk about where this is not normal. This is nothing clean here. If you guys remember, this thing was gapping up, gapping down. It's just insane what the market was doing around this time in June. You're not gonna get any clean levels, but this 1932 is a decent one. You can see several days opening and closing around that area. And there's a midpoint here too, guys. A midpoint around 1874. Again, not a major level, but a minor level you can have on your list just in case you do get into that area there. 1870, several days hitting that as well. Again, guys, we have a lot on our list today. I cannot wait to see what the moderators have on their list. There is definitely a lot going on this morning. Your list could look completely different than ours, and you could still you could still come up with a very, very good watch list. Thor, so you have on your list Apple, Crowd, Tesla, Bank of America, RKT, as you mentioned earlier, you like that one, AMD, and Piton. John is looking for his break of the a break of the top right here, break of high of day. His main things are going to be Apple, Facebook, and Crowd. Peter likes Crowd, CIN, NVAX, and then secondary, he likes AMD, Apple, ZUO, and RKT. Brian has CIN, Costco, NVAX, Delta, and KCAC for fun. So I think is KCAC, is that one? I think that was a recent IPO someone had mentioned, right? I think they mentioned something like that, but I do have some history on it, so I'm not sure what the deal is. But that one's moving very well, guys. 10 million shares at the moment. Tiffany's watching Tesla, which is looking great, guys. Tesla's definitely on my list. Crowd, Apple, and CCL as a secondary, including Neo. Mike is watching the break of high of day scanners. He's looking at Facebook and Apple specifically. Eamon has AMRN, Momo, NVAX, Crowd. On his secondary list, he has GoGo and Neo, and Jared has Apple, Tesla, and Zoom. So, again, you can see today there's a lot of variation within the moderators list because there's a lot in there, guys. It's a lot that looks great this morning, so you could really pick and choose what you want to watch today. Be picky. I really had to fine tune this list, and I still have one too many on it. And a lot of the stuff that we took off, if you notice, Thor, a lot of the stuff also looked decent. Like on a regular day, that could create a watch list.
Yeah,
So
for sure. With what we took off, could have been a watch list.
yeah, on its own. Someone mentioned NCLH is moving as well. Yep, I see some movement here alongside with CCL. But I'm gonna watch CCL for today. I think CCL could be the one to watch this morning. All right, guys, we have
Yeah, I'm
10
liking
minutes.
CCL as well.
Say it again.
I said I'm liking CCL as well.
Yeah.
And then one thing, if before we take off, just a
Mhm.
reminder to everybody who's looking at Apple and Tesla and wondering about these big stocks and why they go down. Remember, these are stocks that have split recently, and positions will need to be accumulated by larger players, right? So you've got market makers, DMM specialists, whatever you want to talk about. They're going to need to accumulate positions to support moves higher. And then you've got large props, pensions, all those other ones that are going to go ahead and get into their positions as well. So these, although highly with a lot of volume these next couple of days, some of these stocks could be a little tricky to trade
Yeah.
because there's going to be times where they're going to have lots of fake outs to the upside to try and entice everyone to kind of give up their shares. They'll try and do some breakdowns to shake you out and move ups. So just keep an eye on that. Jared was talking about sector rotation. So you may want to look over to some of the travel stocks, maybe like cruise lines and stuff like that, and see if we can get some nice plays there as the big players start to get in down there at the lows.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And we're seeing some of that. We're seeing at the besides yesterday was a great day. We're seeing a lot of at the open, a lot of choppiness out of these stocks. Again, just a whole lot of volume going through them now. So be mindful of that. All right, guys, 7 minutes in the open. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thor, thank you for covering for Norm, our partner in crime here. And
Anytime.
you are back tomorrow, so looking forward to it. Trade
Yeah, I'll
safe,
be on
guys.
tomorrow as well.
Yep, happy Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow.